There we go. Now Trevor's on it for the show.
Night has fallen. And day, well, hasn't really risen, but we got the pull in.
Look at it. It's in.
It's in.
But now we're fighting belts.
Yeah, we actually have just made our, what, third trip today? To the auto parts store? Okay, fine.
To that particular store.
To that one.
Just oh boy.
Well,
this one's looking a little bit more promising.
Oh, don't tease. Is that the smallest one?
Yeah. The 05 is 10.
Is that even gonna do it though?
Mine. Pull it as tight as you can get it.
Or here, I know how to get it as tight as we need it. Yes, it is, sir.
There's a wrench in.
Where's your gerunds at? Can you give me a light?
Hey, beggars can't be choosing. It's 916.
Feel that?
Yeah, looking pretty good. Keep going.
I can't.
Oh, that's it?
That's as tight as it goes. We are as tight as it will get. That's why I asked if that's good. See, the reason this one's turning, the bottom one's turning, is that this one has, you know, this, but like about 120 degrees worth of contact. This one probably has 180 degrees. Like it's touching half of it.
And that's just
this one.
a quarter.
This one's probably touching 30.
Yeah.
So now, if I break down the radians, but like that's
yeah,
why.
we're looking. That was a 05, so we're looking at something one less.
I don't know though, Tommy. You know what's funny is I'll be excited just to hear the Gran Torino crank.
Yeah, right.
So in case you guys are wondering what exactly we were just talking about, we have multiple pulleys down here, and the fan wasn't cranking. Now the way, looking at how these pulleys go, and you know, you got stuff and things. Anyways, the belt is contacting, the amount of contact on the belt is going to tell you how much it's going to have pull on the pulley. Well, we're seeing that the fan, which isn't turning right now, has the minimum amount, has probably 30 degrees touching. And what that means is that it's not getting a lot of surface to belt action. That's a problem, because when this thing's turning, there's no love. No love.
No loving in this oven.
It's kind of a nostalgia trip looking at this car and realizing that we're starting to work on it after months and months have passed since the Demolition Derby, and since we've been putting actual time into this car. You remember the multicolored doors, the way we broke the glass. Well, right now what we're getting ready to do, and it's amazing for me to say this, is we are about to see, with a little bit of hookup, including the fuel cell, which we picked one up, a cheap one, and you see the wires down here on the seat, and the battery cables. Those three things, get them together, and we're gonna see if this puppy cranks back up. If it does, you're gonna see me pee my pants. So, we're back rewiring everything right now. It's a process where we're putting the starter back on. Tom is gonna be putting, we noticed that we needed a new gasket. So the gasket's gonna be put on, he'll take care of that, and I'm also gonna hook up all the battery cables. Once all that is done, theoretically all we need to do is hook up the battery and the gas tank. We have a temporary gas tank here that's gonna be going into Tommy's skid plate car tonight, and we're gonna make sure that car's running too. So, a lot of work, but a lot of necessary work. Now, hooking up the battery cables. How's that gasket looking, Tommy?
I gotta get the valve cover off.
Put a gasket on it, slam it back on. Sounds violent. It is. But you have to be careful, it's a derby car.
That's right.
So Tommy and I obviously are putting a lot of time into the big cars, making sure they're running good.
Yeah.
However, we have a skid plate race on Saturday in 3 days.
And half those cars that run are 2/3. 2/3. Mine and the 2 car.
Why isn't the 2 car ready? We're in the dark, not working on the Gran Torino. We're here at Shayla, Tommy's girlfriend's skid plate car, but we might have a special guest in it this week.
That's true. We might have Panama Matt.
Panama Matt? Now, there's a couple things that will need to happen if that happens. First off, we have to fix Tommy's car, otherwise Tommy needs to be in that car. So we'll figure it out. However, things are coming together. What are you working on right now, Tommy?
I think you're gonna twist tie that twist tie.
I think you're
using
talking
wire.
nonsense.
Because you did so well on the other car. Which car was it?
Which?
I believe it was the same car. You twist tied that son of a gun.
You're right.
The throttle cable.
Alright, so we're good to do it now?
Twist it around. This is the most rigged up idea, and especially when it's your throttle, you never want to rig something up, but guess what? Don't tell anybody.
I'm just worried that it's gonna pop out of that, you know? That is a tight string, or spring, not string. And suddenly light. So what we're gonna do, you see this spring right here, we're adding this cable. All right, I'm saying everything backwards. This right here is the throttle spring. Yes. It's the return spring that when you put your foot down, you feel that kind of resistance. When you lift off, the spring pulls it back. It prevents you from basically not stopping. Toyota had an issue with these a couple of times. I don't know, I actually think it was their computer system, but you get the idea. So you see what we tried doing. We tried to rig up something dumb, didn't work. But now we're gonna do something legit. Tommy is right now hooking up the power drill. We're gonna put a small hole into...
Just like a dentist.
Oh boy.
There you go.
Yeah, but now you lost your spot. There's your hole!
All I want. I think it is looking pretty good there, boys.
Thank you, Mike.
When I was at the hospital yesterday, I thought I was a redneck. You should have seen the rednecks that were skiing there that whole time.
Yeah.
They were so bad we left.
Wow.
Out of the waiting room.
So we're back over at the Lincoln, and the reason being that there may be some issues as to why the fan wasn't turning. Mike, what?
Well, there was one issue. We'll get the gap out of it.
There was a gap in our teeth.
I turned them almost full turn already.
I think I was just afraid of actually breaking the bolts up. Now, if this thing does start, that's all we need to know.
I keep laughing at what we're about to do.
Yes. We'll see.
All right, ready?
Crank. That battery died?
I hope. Otherwise, something really bad's happening.
Try. Stop.
Yeah, this battery's dead. And here we go.
Crank it over again?
Ready?
Yeah.
Nothing. Pretending.
Not even pretending, huh?
Nothing. Like, if I had to get...
I think there's the issue. How'd that happen? You pull it?
I just looked down and I realized it wasn't even pushing. Ready?
Yeah.
Watch that pulley's gonna come off because you don't have the fan on.
What's that?
Did you hear what I heard? I'm sorry, but that car just
started right up, man.
That car just started up like it was... That car started up better than before. Holy cow.
It runs, now we just gotta figure everything else out.
Alright. What we just had happen there.
Woo, doggy.
Tommy, your thoughts?
That was a miracle in the work. Well, I wasn't too concerned about the motor, but I was amazed that that thing started back up again.
Did you hear how easily it started?
It cranked over and just started back to life.
So,
Folks, the little car that wanted to.
The little car that could again. Now, what this means is that was a huge crossing point for this car. At this point, this car is now going to be prepared for the Demolition Derby. Until we heard that crank up, we weren't expecting there was no point in expecting this to be in the Derby. It started up. This car car is running in the Derby. Unless something happens between now and then.